All right, welcome to the last video of your notes for Math 0404. This is section 4.8, calculating distances between points and lines. Finally, we're going to find the vertical distance between a point 3, 2, which is found right here, and the line y equals to 2x minus 3. So this line has already been graphed for you, but we might not know where it is. But we want to find the vertical distance, so we need to find out what is the y-coordinate on this line. So how do we find that? Well, we know it should have the same x-coordinate because it's on the same vertical line. So that's 3, but how do we find the y-coordinate? Well, let's just simply use the formula that we have in the equation, y equals to 2x minus 3. Let's substitute x equals to 3 in the formula in parentheses. Multiply 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract 3 and we get that y coordinate is 3. So really this point up here would be 3, 3 by evaluating the formula at x equals to 3. So now we can find what's the vertical distance. Well, just subtract the y values. What's 3 minus 2? And that answer would be positive 1. Okay, that's the vertical distance. Same thing for horizontal distances between a point and a line. So let's say we have a point 2, 3 here, and we want to find the horizontal line to find another point, and this point happens to be on this line. So how do I find now the x-coordinate? The y-coordinate should be the same because it's on the same horizontal line. But how do we find that x-coordinate of this point? Well, again, we use the formula, but we start by replacing the y now with 3 and solving for x. So let's add 3 to both sides, and we get 3 plus 3 is 6 is equal to, that cancels, 2x. How do we solve for x? 2 is being multiplied by x. Let's divide both sides by 2, and we get 6 divided by 2 is 3. So x is equal to 3. So this coordinate is 3, 3. So again, how do we find the horizontal distance between 2, 3 and 3, 3? The same way we've done in the previous videos. Let's take the absolute value to find that horizontal distance between the x values. So 3 minus 2 is absolute value of 1, and this answer is positive 1. So that horizontal distance is 1. So let's try one example here to find the vertical distance, and then another example to find the horizontal distance. So let's try 9a. So here we have y equals to 3x plus 2 is equal to, and the point negative 2, negative 7. So let's first find out what is the y value at x equals to negative 2 if we're finding the vertical distance. So let's write the equation on the side. Let's replace the x with parentheses and negative 2 and do the order of operations. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Let's add 2 and we get negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. So the point that is on the line, instead of having this equation, we want now to find the vertical distance between this point and x equals to negative 2, y equals to negative 4. So let's just plot those 2 points. So we go to negative 2 on the x-axis, and y is negative 7 on the y-axis. So here's the first point, negative 2, negative 7. And the point that's on the line is negative 2, negative 4. Negative 4 is here. So negative 2, negative 4. I could graph this line by going to the y-intercept of 2 and doing the slope 1, 2, 3, over to the right 1, so forth. But this just has a line that does this. But we're looking for this vertical distance, right? This is the point that we just found on the equation, and this is the point that was given. So what's that vertical distance? Well, what's the distance between negative 4 and negative 7? That's correct. That distance would be 3. So we can do the absolute value to show the work. Absolute value of -7 minus a -4. That's the same thing as, let me raise this up, absolute value of -7 plus 4. That's the same thing as absolute value of -3. And the absolute value of -3 is a +3. So that's that vertical distance. Let's do the last one for the semester. Find the horizontal distance between the given point and line. Again, if we're trying to find the horizontal distance, the first ones we're trying to find the vertical distance, we have to first evaluate y at x at y, evaluate x at y equals to -7. So let's do that scratch work on the left side here. So we write down the equation, we replace the y value with -7 and y -7 because that's the same y coordinate as the point. Let's solve for x, so let's subtract 2 to both sides. We get -9 is equal to 3x. Let's divide both sides by 3, and we get that x is -3. So the point that is on this equation is x equals to -3 and y equals to -7. So now the question is really just what's the horizontal distance between those 2 points. So let's graph those 2 points on the Cartesian plane. So we go to -2 and -7. Graph that first point, -2, -7. And the other point is -3 and -7. Ooh, that's really close. -3 and -7. So we have -3 and -2. So what's the horizontal distance? That one's easy. If we see that visually, that distance is 1, right? You can show all that work. But the point that is on this line is the point 3, -7. So this one actually goes somewhere, something like this, right? And we're trying to find what's the horizontal distance between this point and the point that's on the line. All right, so try the others. Again, your professor might ask you to upload those onto Blackboard. It was great outlining these videos for you. Have a great